Welcome back to the Artificial Intelligence News Show, where we bring you the latest and greatest in the artificial intelligence space.
The Shelly Show has tied up with Trenario, the world's first AI-generated video news channels, to bring you artificial intelligence news.
You can watch artificial intelligence news live on Shailendra's YouTube and Twitter page. Check out the links in the first comment.
So, please don't forget to follow and subscribe the channels to watch live news read by your virtual news presenters. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Michael. Here we go.
This episode focuses on Google's latest AI updates, and our first story for today comes from Quartz. According to Quartz, artificial intelligence is already capable of doing some incredibly useful things, like predicting flooding, diagnosing disease, and instantly translating languages. Advances in neural networks coupled with enormous computational power have allowed tech companies to create incrementally smarter AI models over the last decade. Jeff Dean, Google's AI chief, thinks we're just scratching the surface, Quartz continues. Speaking at the TED conference in Monterey, California, this week, he revealed that Google is developing a nimble, multi-purpose AI that can perform millions of tasks. Called Pathways, Google's solution seeks to centralize disparate AI into one powerful, all-knowing algorithm. We're pretty excited about this, Dean said. These kinds of general-purpose intelligence systems that have a deeper understanding of the world will really enable us to tackle some of the greatest problems that humanity faces.
Moving on to a story from Fortune. The thing about big data is that it's supposed to be big. But massive datasets aren't essential for AI innovation, says Andrew Ng, founder and CEO of startup Landing AI and co-founder of Google Brain, the tech giant's AI and deep learning team, Fortune reports. The next frontier for AI will be how to build algorithms around much smaller datasets, Fortune continues. Ng cited the example of a system trained to recognize scratched smartphones on an assembly line. There's no dataset of 1 million pictures of scratched smartphones that could be used to train an AI system.
Next, Business Insider reports that Google unveiled its new Tensor processor on Monday, a system on a chip that Google designed specifically for its Pixel smartphones. The chip will give Google's upcoming Pixel phones, called the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, better performance when processing artificial intelligence and machine learning tasks, a critical upgrade for powering new and current Google features and services. What we've built is a mobile AI computer, Richard Osterloh, Google's senior vice president of devices and services, said in an interview with Insider.
And finally, MarkTech Post reports that Google AI releases the Open Buildings dataset, a new open-source dataset containing the locations and footprints of more than 500 million buildings across Africa. In this dataset, there are millions of buildings that have not been discovered in the past, see as MarkTech Post. These newly discovered building materials will help the outside world understand African populations and where they live, facilitating healthcare services such as education or vaccination to their communities.
Thank you for watching the AI News Show. You can read more about these stories in the links below.
Make sure to follow us to stay up to date on the latest and greatest in the artificial intelligence space. Leave a comment below, letting us know what you think. Stay tuned for our next show.